Hey everyone, I hope this is working, and you'll have to let me know. It'll be a bit of a delay before I find out whether it's working, but hello everyone. I'm Ryan Matlock, the entrepreneur. And let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so my live stream just popped up on, so like I've got a browser where I can see the live stream, and then I've got myself, and it cut it off like right in the middle. So anyway, I'll say it again. Hello everyone. So let us see. There's a lot of people in this chat. It looks like I don't know if I was expecting a whole lot of people to be here. That's pretty crazy. Let's see. We got low budget, criminy chicken, Hannah Hallett, yours truly, Chris. Matthew Bird came and joined. White Staunches. Let's see. I hope I'm not mispronouncing any of these names because that would be really bad. Oh, hello, everyone's saying hello. Oh, Billy Free is here. Hello, everyone. Cool. Let's see. How many people are there? It says in my in the live software, it says there's only 3 viewers, and I know that's not true because there's way more people in this chat. That's kind of funny. Okay, good. I'm not mispronouncing people's names. Great. Let's see. Hannah Cornell is here. Hello. Let's see. Brooke AC. I hope. Oh, and there's my my aunt Athena. Yeah, I promise, guys. This whole stream is not going to be just me reading like, oh, hey, look, there's a person, there's a person, there's a person. It's going to be a little bit more interesting. I want to just wait a little bit longer, maybe like 10 minutes, and I'm going to post on a few other social channels real quick. I want to let the Aux Cable podcast listeners know that we're here. Even though a few of them are in here, I want to let them know by posting on the Aux Cable Twitter real quick. Brian is live streaming today on his YouTube channel. He'll be letting you all know about some things. And you're hearing me compose this tweet, and I bet you're wondering what things I'm letting you know. I mean, it's probably inherent in the title of this live stream, part of it at least, excuse me. Part of what I'm doing and letting you all in on, but let's see, so tweet that. I think I got the link right. Boom. There we go. Aux Cable Twitter knows. Now to let Aux Cable Facebook know. Should copy that. Okay, Facebook. Aux Cable. Oh, I should let my Patreon page too. I should let them know too. The problem with having a YouTube channel and a podcast is just like, okay, we've got all these different channels that we've got to let know about things. It's like, but it's still good because I really like doing a podcast and a YouTube channel when I'm able to. Let's see. There we go. Publish that. And then go to the Patreon page. So while I'm doing this, I want to hear how everyone else is doing in the chat because like I haven't talked to so many of you in a while because whenever I post videos, I engage in the comment section, and because I haven't posted videos a while and even podcasts, I haven't really heard much about any of you except for the people that I know like in real life. So yeah, I'm really interested. Let me look at some of these comments. Welcome to the Aux. Wait, wrong website. Caitlin says she can't stay, but she likes my channel. Oh, thank you, Caitlin. I appreciate it. And let's see. Oh, yours truly, Chris, is thinking about Praxis. Well, hey, man, I just finished, technically. That's sort of in the list of things I'm going to be talking about. But I finished Praxis, and it was pretty awesome. So definitely hit me up, ask me any questions about it so that I can steer you right, hopefully. Let's see. Post this. Cool. Post. And then come over here. I want to post in the Patreon thing. Where is my post button? I want to write a post. Oh, post. Oh, it's over here. They changed the layout. That's interesting. Link. And get that link from over here. And once I post this one, we should be good to go. Publish now. There we go. Now we can come on over back to the live stream software and look at the chat. Let's see. Someone retracted their message. Kelsey, what did you put? Let's see. Wyatt says it's been fantastic. That your life? I guess I asked, like, how's your life? So your life's been fantastic. That's good. Criminy Chicken Channel's doing great. Caitlin's doing great. And she says she loves my channel again. Thank you. And let's see. Kelsey says school. Northwest Rail Thing. I don't know if I've seen that name yet. Trying to figure out youth group tech team stuff, specifically an uncooperative career. Gotcha. Okay. Well, good luck with that. Okay, so we've got 15 viewers now. That's probably more accurate than it was earlier. Okay, cool. So we're about 7 minutes into this live stream. I guess I'll get started. Oh, Josiah the Carrot just tweeted me saying he's watching, but he's not commenting because he doesn't have a Google account. Cool. So, hey, Josiah. And yeah, so I'll just get started on sort of the list of things. And also, like, as I go, I'll be replying to the comments because I know that I will probably miss some if I don't pay attention and reply soon. So I'll start with replying to some comments. So let's make the first like 5 or 10 minutes of this. I'll just reply to your comments because that's one of the things I like about live streaming. I've only done it once, but people had really good questions and I got to answer them, and I enjoy answering questions because I don't know everything, but what I do know, I like sharing. So let's see. Yours truly, Chris says, are you going to run for president in 2020? In 2020, I'll run for president. No, I don't know. My trial of running for president back in 2016, that didn't go so well. And I don't know. Like, it's just as not legal for me to run in 2016 as it is for 2020. So so for people who don't get the joke, I actually made a joke in one of my YouTube videos where I made a joke about how I'm punning for president. And then I made a blog post about how I was running for president, like I was legit running. People can vote for me, and it doesn't matter that I haven't actually like filled out any things to officially run for president, or the fact that I'm under the age that you have to be to run for president. None of that matters because the law doesn't matter. Because I was making the point that both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump had broken the law in one way or another. Because like there's been campaign fraud, there was the whole thing with the emails with Hillary, all that stuff. And so it was a satire article, but like I made the joke, I'm running for president, and if everyone votes for me, then I will accept the office. Obviously, not everyone voted for me because it was an article on my personal website that nobody found except a few times that people shared the article. And so I didn't win. It's really a shame, really. But yeah, so I think that I might run in 2020. I think it depends on the candidates. I don't really feel the need to run if we have good candidates. And we did have some pretty good candidates in the lineup. They just didn't make it into the long run of the campaign trail. Like I was definitely, like personally, I was rooting pretty hard for Ted Cruz because like I've followed his campaign politics for years, and like no campaign politician is perfect, but at the same time, you know, he was better than Donald Trump or Hillary. So anyway, so let's see. Before I get too political, let's see. Antathena says, "Please come home. I miss you. I miss you too." That's well, the title of this live stream is "I'm Coming Home," so you'll see a little bit more about that in a second. Wyatt Staunch is going back to the politics. If you do run, who will be your running mate? Good question. I'll come back to that one at another time. Chris, that sounds so political. I'll come back to that one. If Hobbs was here, he would take over the world. Well, yeah, Hobbs. I'm broadcasting from California. Hobbs is in Indiana. So if Hobbs were here, he might just take over the world. Maybe he should run for president. Ping Pong says Jer would be the best running mate. Oh, that's not biased at all, Ping Pong. Jer is one of the guys that was at BlimeyCon, and he's pretty cool. We have multiple inside jokes, and he's a cool person. Oh, Joshua Morgan made it. Hey there, and he'll have to leave before the end. That's real. I expect obviously that a lot of people will have to leave before the end because I think I'm planning to stream for 3 hours, which I don't think I've done before. I think I'm curious, how long did I stream the first time I ever the first and only time I've ever live streamed? I live streamed for this is the sound I make when I'm searching. Oh, okay, that one was 2 hours long. So I'll be breaking a record, guys, for how long I live stream. Matthew Bird, of course. Matthew Bird could be my running mate, or James Lewis Carrig could also be my running mate. Both would be excellent choices. I can probably think of a few other people I might choose, but it'd definitely be a hard choice. And it'd probably also depend on who actually wants to run with me, because being a running mate, you can be the perfect candidate, but do you really want to give up like 4 years of your life to do something other than what you're doing right now? And also just like be in the public eye, be constantly berated by the media, and also have to essentially have the Secret Service take care of you and make sure you don't get killed for the rest of your life. Do you want that? Do you really? So, you know, whoever's my running mate, they'd have to. Oh, right. Matthew Bird is Canadian. Josiah the Carrot just sent me that message. He's Canadian. He wouldn't be able to be my running mate, would he? Or would he? Is there a rule against the vice president being? Well, I guess they probably do need to be an American citizen still. I wonder if they need to be, because that's the thing, is that you have to. I don't think you can run for president if you're a naturalized citizen. Like if you were born in another country, but then you moved here after being and like you obtained citizenship. I don't think you're allowed to run for president in that case. So Matthew wouldn't be able to be president, but I'm not sure about vice president, whether that's the law. What else is in here? Mary Horton says, "Hey, haven't seen you in a while. What's up? Missed your videos." I've missed my videos too. I have really missed my videos, and that's a good segue to this list of things I'm going to be talking about. So let's get started. So, starting back, let's just sort of tell the story of what happened for the past 7 months. Back in March, I moved to California because I was doing the Praxis Apprenticeship program, where they have the program. It's like the first part of the program is an online boot camp where they teach you stuff like learn how to make a website and how to do how to write and thank you, Mr. Sirens, go away. How to write and how like just basically giving you basic skills for how to do your job and like just do it well by having a breadth of knowledge and skills. And then the second part of the Praxis Apprenticeship is an actual place where you go and you work at like a startup or a small business, and whatever it is you want to do for a profession, you just go and do it. They hire you to do that, and you're paid like an entry level salary, like $15 an hour, 40 hours a week, and it's a pretty good deal. And like in return, you're basically working for them, giving them as much of providing as much value as possible. And then by the end of the 6-month apprenticeship, you have all the skills you need because you've practiced for 6 months. You've been doing it in the real professional world. And at that point, either the startup hires you, or you start your own business, or you go off and you find a job at a different business that maybe is somewhere you'd rather be. So what happened for me was that back in March, I moved here, and it was actually really cool. I'm going to tell this story first because this is something like I've got multiple stories from my time here that just like show how awesome God is. So when I was trying to find a place to live, I didn't know where I should go because like I was looking on Craigslist, and so many of these, I'd call them and I'd be like, hey, so I'm interested in your apartment. And they'd be like, hello, you are interested in apartment? Okay, you send money over Western Union and I send you key, okay? I'm like, you're a scammer, click. And it was really starting to frustrate me. And so what I did at that point was I was just continuing to look, and I was having some friends just sort of look around and figure out, are there people who live in California who'd be willing to like rent out a spare room? And so my best friend, who's actually, I think, watching the stream, it was Hannah Cornell up here. She was looking around, and it turned out that her godmother's friend was this woman named Cindy Eastman. And they had sent emails and like forwarded them, and then it got back to me, and they were like, hey, we'd like to interview you. So like we got on the phone, and I talked about like who I was, and I got to know them, and it was really cool and all that stuff. And then so it's Cindy Eastman, and we got off the phone, and things were looking good. They were like, yeah, I don't see a problem. Like, I gotta talk to my husband about it a little bit more, but we don't have a problem with you staying. And so all of that. What? Wait, what? Blimey Cow's watching me, and they're saying that you're my godmother. What? Blimey Cow. I'm wondering if this is probably Josh Taylor. Hey Josh, super honored you're joining the stream. I don't think you're my godmother. I'm pretty sure I know who that is, but you would definitely be a pick for me. Anyway, going back to the story. So we got off the phone and everything was going really well, and I went to friend the person on Facebook, and I was it actually crossed my mind because backstory. When I was about 14, I actually sort of interned for this author named Brock Eastman, who worked at Focus on the Family, and he was like their marketer, but he also was an author. And so I really liked his books, and he actually gave me the opportunity to help edit his books, post on his blog, because at that point I wanted to be a writer. And eventually I realized I wanted to do more than just write, like podcasts and YouTube and videos and stuff like that. And so I didn't really continue editing his books or anything, but I got a lot of experience, and I'm actually mentioned in a couple of his books. And so when I heard Cindy Eastman, I thought, oh, I wonder if they're related. But at the same time, I've met a couple other Eastmans in my life, and so I thought, nah, there's no way they're related. But then I looked on Facebook, and I actually called Brock Eastman, and I was like, hey, do you know who this is? And he was like, it's my aunt. And that was really awesome because it's just like, first off, it's a small world, but second off, just the fact that I was in a place where I needed to, and this is the other thing, I had 4 weeks to find a place. Like, I got interviewed at this specific business to be placed here, after a couple other ones didn't end up working out. And the guy who I was interviewing with, I interviewed, and then he said, I'll let you know. And then like a day later came and said, okay, can you be here in 4 weeks? And I was like, yes, I think I can. And so I started looking for places, and it was like, I think 2 weeks before I needed to be there that we finally found a place. And so what I think is awesome is just how, like, I've been praying that God would provide a place to stay, not only a place to stay, but one that was safe, one that was like in a good neighborhood, that was with like good roommates. Like, these people are really great Christians. And on top of that, just that he would provide overall, because I was running out of time. And he did all of that, and he did it in a way that, like, it was obviously a God thing, because like, that's just not the sort of thing that just happens. It's like, oh yeah, I just connected with a person that was like a 4th degree relationship, and it just so happened to actually also be the aunt of a person I've worked with, so I know that this family is legit. So I think that was really cool. So that's the beginning of the story. Let's go to the comments. Let's see. So let's see, not too many. Yours truly, Chris, says the first shall be last again. Oh, Blimey Cow has the paperwork that they're my godmother. Well, I think I need to talk to my mom, because if that's the case, she's changed some things. Criminy Chicken Channel says the third shall be last. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I want to see this paperwork. So anyway, after moving out here, fast forward like 3 months, and so up to that point I've been like doing the podcast, but I also ended up taking a side job building a website for a friend back in Indiana. That it ended up taking a long time, because what they originally said they wanted wasn't simple enough. They were like, I just want a simple site, which is like 6 pages, but then they wanted to add like mentor pages and like pictures and like profiles and things like that, and it took forever. So that was taking up a lot of my time. Up to this point, I'd just been like making podcasts, not really many videos. I think I've made like 1 video while I've been here. I'm working on a second today. And so all of these videos that I wanted to make, they weren't happening. And on top of that, I had an hour-long commute to and from work. So I was trying to make that work by waiting to leave work until like 7 so that I would get a seat on BART and be able to edit. And sometimes that worked, sometimes it didn't. But anyway, around May, the guy that I was mainly working for at Autopilot ended up getting relieved of his duties, and he was let go. And I was like, it happened super sudden. They were like, okay, today's his last day. And that effectively shut down a bunch of the video projects I was working on. I was like, oh goodness, what am I going to do? And I wasn't like too concerned, but that was mainly because I was in shock. And so the VP of marketing actually took me out to coffee and was like, so what are you thinking about all of this? And I was like, well, I mean, I kind of get why he was let go, because there were some things he didn't do that he was supposed to do. And but at the same time, like, I don't know what to do now. Most of my video projects are gone. And they were like, yeah, we want to keep you here. We definitely want to keep you here. Please don't go. We want to hire you full time to start making like promotional videos for us. So I was like, sweet. And my apprenticeship effectively technically ended at that point, because they hired me for about twice as much money as I was making under the apprenticeship to basically do the same thing I was doing with the apprenticeship. And that's basically a no-brainer. And so I took it, and I was able to save a lot of money over the past few months. And it was really cool. But at the same time, I took it, but the thing is, I'm very passionate about relationships. That's what matters to me. In fact, if there's ever a time that a video doesn't get out, there's a pretty good chance that it's because I decided to spend my time with building relationships in another way. Whether that's like my time was spent coaching debaters, or my time was spent hanging with my brother, things like that. that's most likely the cause of why a video hasn't gone out. Now, recently, the cause of why a video hasn't gone out was because I was essentially working on top of a commute, on top of the third thing, which was looking for a job back in Indiana, because my passion and my priority for relationships was enough that I needed to get back to Indiana. Like this apprenticeship was great, and I learned a lot. And like if the business that I worked at was in Indiana, there's a good chance I'd continue working for them, but they're not. They're not in Indiana. So I was looking for stuff, and I got a bunch of interview, or I got a couple interviews while I was back in Indy with a few different people. Some of them, like, it was just to chat and see if they knew of an opening, sort of networking. Another one was actually a position that I could have taken. And I was looking for all these places. So when I say back in Indy, I mean that I actually had the chance to go back for a half vacation, half work from home kind of deal back in September, or was it August? It is September right now. Back in August/September. So I went back and I visited my family for about a month, and I got to go to my best friend's graduation, and I got to do all sorts of things, and it was great. And on top of that, looking for a job. And it got to the end of that vacation, and I hadn't found anything. No one had replied saying we want to hire you. Some people had replied saying we decided to go with someone else. And I was actually pretty much feeling pretty bummed. Like, I got on the plane and I was miserable because I felt like I was faced with the prospect of coming back here and not knowing when I'd be able to come back for another vacation. And if I were, then it might be in like December, and everything would be just super crazy to the point where I would end up stuck here and possibly not being able to get back, and also on top of that, not being able to create content, because I just didn't. This living situation doesn't afford me much time to create content on a consistent basis. Not even like editing podcasts, which is much easier than video editing, and even that's fallen to the wayside. So let's see. Let's go back to the comments real quick. Mason's here. Hey, Mason. Only a bit late. If you rewind, you'll be able to catch. I'm telling my life story for the past 7 months. So let's see. Where was I? So I flew back here and I started up work, and at the same time I was still applying with a few places, and one of them actually said, yeah, we'd love to interview you, we can do it remotely. And so I Skyped with them, and they said they'd get back to me, let's see, by this point. So that was 2 Mondays ago was when I interviewed, and then last Friday or last Thursday everything changed. So I had been working on projects, finishing up a bunch of video work for Autopilot, my employer here. And last Thursday, so up to that point, I'd been talking to my boss, who was named Guy, and I was talking to him about the possibility of living at home and coming here like once a month to film in bulk. Because that's the one thing about my job, is that as a video producer, I can't exactly do everything remotely. I have to film stuff. So there's at least some in-person position that I have to be in. So I couldn't just live in Indiana. I'd have to actually come here every once in a while. But I was okay with that. Like, if I could live in Indiana for like three to 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, and then come here for a couple of days and film, and then spend 3 to 4 weeks again editing and doing all that stuff, that would be great. And so I contacted him, and like I let him know. I was like, hey, so this is the case, and oh, I forgot about this one other thing. So I had received one job offer in Indiana. The problem was that it was 3 hours away from my family, and I'm trying to get away from an hour-long commute, and in exchange, I'll trade it for like a 3-hour commute on the weekends to see my family, and that's not a good situation either. So I was like, okay, so what am I gonna do? So I'm like, that was the other thing I was miserable about. It was, I felt like I didn't have a good choice. I didn't have any great choices. It was like, so what are my options? I get to go back and work for a while, even more away from family, or I get to come back and still be far away from family. Cremini Chicken Channel says, I forgot you had double jointed fingers. I'm so sorry. It looks weird, but it's, I don't even remember until people mention it. So up to that point, I didn't know what I was going to do. Guy, my boss, was going to get back to me on whether or not I could work remotely for the majority of the time. And then Thursday, he was supposed to get back to me. Thursday, we had an all-company meeting, and I was preparing for that because half of the company lives and works in Australia, and then there's some people in Europe. So we had to live stream all company meetings. And so I was setting up the live stream and everything because I'm the video guy. And I was getting all that set up, so I didn't have a chance to talk to Guy at the beginning of the day. And then about 3 o'clock, they say, we're scrapping the all-company meeting because so many people are out of the office. What we are going to do is just San Francisco meeting, and everyone's going to meet in this big meeting room. And so we all went, and Guy was noticeably absent, and there was a reason for that, and it was that the CEO had let him go. And that's when everything changed, because like this is the second part where I'm going to be giving all the glory to God and showing you guys how awesome it is that he worked everything out. Because here's what happened. So I had a meeting on Friday with the CEO because he was like the next guy up from Guy. So he was the guy I needed to go to talk about the stuff that I've been talking to Guy about. And so I talked with him and I told him that I had a job offer in Indiana. And like, even I didn't mention that it was one that I wasn't thrilled about being 3 hours from family, but it was still better than being in San Francisco. So I told him that I had that and that I've been thinking about moving closer to family for a long time. And I suggested the opportunity of like working from a distance. And he said that like with Guy leaving the company, he wasn't comfortable with me living and working in Indiana for them. That it wasn't something he was saying to be mean. It was just he didn't feel like that would empower either of us, and that he thought I should take the job in Indiana. Now, up to this point, I hadn't heard back from the guy that I was interviewing with, that I interviewed with over Skype. And that job would have been like just awesome because it's 30 minutes from family, and also it's like doing the sort of stuff that I want to do. And so if I got that one, it would be great. And he said that he was going to get back to me like within the week. And so Friday, the same day that is like after Guy has been let go from the company, I'm emailed by this guy. His name is Taylor, and he says, I have to get approval from the vice president, but once I do, I'm sending you an offer letter. So within like the same 24, 48 hour span of time, multiple things were solved. Like one was that we had tons of projects at Autopilot that even if I had to leave, I would have felt super terrible leaving because they'd have like all these things they were planning that just poof, I can't do them now. But when Guy left, a bunch of those projects effectively died because he was leading the charge on most of those projects, and the company strategy changed immediately once he was let go. And all of that I was feeling, I was like, oh, I don't want to have to like leave them in a lurch, gone. And on top of that, with the change, Mike, the CEO, was comfortable letting me go. And it wasn't like, yeah, we're firing you. He was just like, I think that this is a mutually beneficial thing. You get to go home. And the other thing is he said that he was comfortable with contracting me if they have small video projects they want to do. So I can have that on the side when I get home. And that's something he is comfortable with me doing from a distance. And the other thing that was solved was just that I was worried that I wouldn't have a job in Indiana, that I might have to either like take a huge risk and start my own business that wouldn't bring in money right now. And that's not a good place to be in. Like you want to have a job to sustain yourself while you're building a business. You don't want to just build a business when you don't have any capital. And so I was worried about that, but then I got a job at the same exact pretty much time as I found out that it would be best to leave autopilot at this time, because and the other thing that the CEO said was that they were re-strategizing that if I stayed, that I'd have a job, but it'd be super inefficient and ineffective. And I would be frustrated all the time because this job would go so slowly and I'd have no support because everyone else would be super busy. And so all these things sort of came together and worked at like the exact same time. And for the longest time, I'd been praying that God would bring me a job, but not only bring me a job, but show that it couldn't have been anyone else that brought it to me, that it wasn't because I was epic that I got a job. It wasn't because someone else referred me and everything that I got a job. It's very clear that the job came from God, that he made everything work in the way it should, in the perfect timing. Like if I'd gotten the job any earlier, then I would have ended up leaving the company in a lurch. And if I'd gotten the job any later, then I probably would have ended up taking the job that was 3 hours away from family. God worked in the perfect time, in the perfect way, in order to get me a job. And so I officially had my last day of work yesterday. And it was actually really awesome. They threw me this thing where we all gathered in the kitchen, which also has a 4K screen TV, and we watched a bunch of the videos that I'd produced that the company hadn't seen yet, and everyone laughed. Like there was a blooper reel that I put together of the company interview that I did, like the outtakes, and there was also another video which is coming out soon, which I'll get to share with you guys too. And it was all just a lot of fun, and they had popcorn and they had all sorts of candy laid out. It felt like Christmas in the office almost, with the big send-off that they were giving me. And it was a lot of fun, and it was sad to say goodbye to everyone, but at the same time I'm just like so excited to come home because I'll be closer to family. I'll be able to do so many things that I've missed, like coaching speech and debate, and Sunday school. I've taught the same Sunday school class for 7 years, except for the past 7 months, and I'll get to go back and continue teaching them. They were really excited when I came back for August. I got to teach them a couple times, and they were excited to have me back, and I get to go back and tell them this story, hopefully in a much faster fashion because we only have so much time for Sunday school. But yeah, this is my story for the past like 7 months. That brings you up to now. And like you guys can ask questions about this if you have any, if you don't understand things. Like I don't know how clear most of my explanations were, but yeah, so that's why I'm coming home. I'm going back to Indiana. So this job, it's 30 or like it's 30 minutes from family, but the interstate's under construction, so I might actually start by living at home, but then get an apartment that's like 10 minutes from work, just to reduce the time I end up traveling each day. And yeah, and so I'll have a whole lot more time to spend, because like that's the thing, is that I prioritize relationships more than like creating content. One reason that content like the podcast and the YouTube channel have fallen by the wayside is because all my extra time was spent looking for a job and sending in dozens of applications to different places. And so now that I don't have to spend my time on trying to find a job, I can focus the time that I normally would spend finding a job and commuting to work, making videos and podcasts. And that's something I've missed so much that I'm excited to get back into it. Today, after this stream, I'm actually going to be editing a podcast and or I'll spend some time editing a podcast and editing a video. I made a vlog of a very, very interesting experience. I think this is the first time that I've vlogged and I've like had this experience that I would make into a Ryan's Lifetime Stories video, but it happened in real time, and I'm excited and also a bit embarrassed to share it with you guys. So that's a thing. Let's see. Oh, my brother's here. Hey, Aaron. Let's see. Joshua. So I'm gonna read some comments. Mason says that he thinks my my double jointed fingers look painful. Criminy Chicken Channel says your hair looks great. You must have used branded hair gel. Entrepreneur approved. Actually, use Aussie, which is technically a branded hair gel. Yes. Brooke AC says God is so faithful and his plans are perfect. I'm so happy for you. Thank you. Yeah, it's very true. Thank you for being happy for me. And yeah, God is definitely so faithful and his plans are perfect. Mary Horton says basically what Brooke said. Mason says amen, Brooke. Joshua Morgan said God's timing is always perfect, even if it doesn't make any sense to us at the time. It's always great looking back on what he's done. That's the emoji. And Cassidy says this sounds like a great opportunity. God's so good. What are you most looking forward to? I'm looking forward to being close to family. I'm looking forward to making content. I'm looking forward to the job itself because it's for a mortgage company, but it's making videos for them. So making instructional videos or like informational videos, but also like they do a bunch of videos about their company culture and about the people, and it's telling their story essentially. And that's one thing that I love doing with videos is finding creative ways to tell people's stories. Brooke AC says, is the aux cable going to be plugged in? Yes, it is. It's going to be plugged in again. Maybe we should do something like that. I was talking with Matthew the other day about what we should do for something special for the aux cable because our anniversary is coming up. And yeah, we started the podcast just about a year ago. And so we were trying to think of things to do. Maybe we should do some sort of epic plugging in of the aux cable or something. I don't know. Mary Horton can't wait to see that video, the vlog that I did. Brooke AC says next Friday. Let me check the date on that. Next Friday is actually it's next Thursday, the 28th, I think. Let's see what else. Oh, so actually another thing is I'm almost ready to come home. Like next couple days I'm going to be leaving because when I came out here back in March, my mom and I actually road tripped because like this desk, for example, was something I needed to bring, and also like 3 storage boxes, my ukulele, a bunch of filming equipment, all that stuff needed to come with me, and that doesn't fit very well on a plane. So we road tripped, and so in order to get back, I had to also road trip, and renting a U-Haul, no, that would be way too expensive. And also, I don't want to buy a car out here in California. So she's driving back. I think she might have actually left today. And she said she'd be getting here like Sunday or Monday if she like pushed it. And she's actually like very used to pushing it in her car. Yeah. Anyway, so Monday, we're probably going to start our trip back home. We'll probably visit family in New Mexico and also go to I always forget the name of this park. Yeah, it's Sequoia National Park we're going to be visiting. And I will probably get home by October. So we'll likely roll in maybe next Saturday or Sunday. So, or wait, did I say September? I meant October, if that's what I said. So we'll get there probably October 1st or 2nd, maybe. And so I'm about a week from being home. And that is seriously exciting for me because I've been praying for that kind of thing to happen for about, well, I guess since I've gotten here, really, but more so over the past 4 months. And yeah, so actually, like, I can show you guys. That's my bed. Okay, I think I'm back. Let me just check the stream to make sure. Here, I'll put something in. There we go. Yep, I'm back. Cool. So that was not my internet. That was my computer deciding to be very ridiculous. So here's what happened. Recently, my computer decided to have some issues, and those issues include the fact that it doesn't realize that it has a battery. If I have the battery in and I turn the computer on, then it's good. I don't have to have it plugged in. Then if I plug in the computer, it's still good. It's great, actually. But if I unplug it again, it's like, oh no, I don't have a battery, so I gotta shut off when you unplug me. And it's never done this before. It just started like in the last week or two, and I don't know why. So anyway, when I tried to turn my computer to show you what's over here, it unplugged and it shut off. So that's what happened. So sorry for that brief, what happened? So technical difficulties fixed. Over here, I have a bunch of boxes. My boxes are, I've actually got 2 boxes that have always been stacked up over here as my end table. But then over here, I've got other boxes and backpack, my additional pillow, things like that. And those are all packed. And then down here, I've also got like my laundry I need to do. But then I've also got like this suitcase. There's another suitcase behind it somewhere, I think. Yeah, it's over there. And a bunch of my filming equipment is over here in the corner. And so I'm pretty much packed at this point. And yeah, so needless to say, I'm excited about coming home, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, let's see. I think I'm done rambling for now about everything. Let's see. What are people saying in the comments? The computer is plugged in, and now so are you. I am. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sweet. Until you're unplugged, in which case you die. Laundry baskets are great for packing and storage. You know, they are, actually. When we came over here, my laundry basket had a bunch of my stuff in it. Like mostly laundry stuff, and mostly it's good. It had a bunch of the stuff that I was going to use for laundry, and we also stacked a bunch of shirts in it. But yeah, and it's actually kind of interesting. We're going to be packing. I packed pretty light coming out here. I brought basically the bare necessities to work at my desk and live. So it won't be hard
Obviously, it wasn't hard packing. I basically did most of it last night and on one other occasion. So, Caitlin, my sister, says, "Sup, bro? I am so happy you are coming home. So am I." Let's see. Brooke says potato, or Alicia, you go by that here. Okay. I think she's talking to someone else. Lily Rose Wright says that happens to almost all my family's laptops eventually. It's obnoxious. Why is this a thing? In fact, here's a question. Why do laptops have issues? It's almost like they build in these issues so that you have to buy a new one every couple of years. It doesn't, it's a problem. They need to make computers that last. We're in the 21st century. Let's see. Mason says, I guess Ryan is going home early. I am? I'm confused. That was right after not the internet, after the computer broke. He's like, oh, well, now he's gone. Yeah. There's everyone saying goodbye. And Mason said, in the arms of Ox Cable. Yeah. That's funny. Oh, Matthew, bare necessities. That's cool. Nice. Okay, let's see. So yeah, I think I'm done telling that story. I don't know. Was there anything else that I wanted to talk about? I probably should have made a list, right? Yeah, I'm gonna take a break from talking. I need to take a drink of water and also just like figure out something to talk about now. I planned a 3-hour Skype to tell this story. Didn't exactly need that much time, but let's see. There's been tons of other stuff going on that I could probably talk about. Let's see. One thing that I want to save to talk about until I get back to Indiana. So that's off the table for now. But Kermit Chicken Channel says, sounds like you need a regeneration station. It makes me so happy to see like so many aux cable references in here. It's really great. It feels like I don't know if this is how Josh and Kevin feel when people make inner tube references, but it's funny to me because I get the references, but it's also just sort of honoring because I made the references. They came from the aux cable with me and Matthew. So yeah, that's it's kind of cool. Oh, someone commented on my link in Facebook. I should probably also jump over to Twitter and see what people are saying. Yeah, and if you guys have any topics or things you want to chat about or ask me or anything, or even if you just want to like completely go off the rails and just like challenge me to do something, I don't know. Like let's make this stream fun. Awesome story. We're glad you get to go home. Yay, God. Becky Stewart said that on Facebook. Thanks, Becky. Let's go back to the live stream. Matthew Bird says all the jokes and refs make me feel good and bad because I've not been editing for the past 2 weeks. Matthew, I haven't been editing for a while, and that's also a problem. So hopefully we can both get back into it. I sound like one of those YouTubers that is just always releasing update videos like, hey guys, haven't made a video in a long time, but I'm trying to get back into it. Yeah, I don't want to become that. Want to start up the YouTube channel and the podcast and also other things like, ooh, there's something I can talk about. One challenge I want to make for myself for like the rest of this year and for 2018 is to try to release like content every day of the week because I think I can do it. So here's what I'm thinking. Monday is a blog post. Tuesday is a tutorial video. So not like a Fantastic Fridays or anything, but it's a video on my other channel, which is called Ryan Matlock, just simply Ryan Matlock. And it has like no videos on it, but I want it to be like a professional channel rather than a comedy channel. It'd be like for if I wanted to make a documentary or something someday, that would be where I'd put it. And if I wanted to make tutorials for how to make better videos, that's where I'd put it. And it would essentially be like a more professional YouTube channel that I could put on a resume, as opposed to like, this is a show I created. This is a resource I created. So Tuesday would be one tutorial video about like how to do video editing or how to write or whatever. I've got plenty of skills that I would love to share with like everybody for free. And then Wednesday would be a podcast for the aux cable, obviously. Thursday would be a picture. Yeah, I want to start taking more photography pictures and releasing them, because there's tons of places online where you can get free pictures, but I want to sort of like start contributing either by submitting the pictures that I make to those kinds of websites, or just making a place on my website where you can just go and download any picture that you want. So a free picture, and then on Friday, a YouTube video. And so then that's a content that I'm releasing for every day of the week. And it's something that I know would be tons of effort, but at the same time, I think that like I've got some really good ideas for ways that I can reduce the effort for it. Like for example, if I write something on the weekend, or I write multiple things on the weekend, then I can just for Monday just tighten it up and finish the draft and then post it. And then for the tutorial video, that's something that if I'm in the middle of editing and I think, oh, here's something that I could teach someone, I can just start a screen recorder and show them like, hey guys, I'm editing this right now and I'm going to show you how to do this. And then like, so far as photography, that's something else I enjoy. I could just like go on a monthly photo shoot where I just drive around and look for scenic places to take pictures, and then release one, like edit them all and then release one every week. And then so far as podcast and video, those are things that take a little bit more time, because obviously you have to record them and edit them and all that. But then again, that's stuff that I had the time to do back when I was working and like doing school and everything back in Indiana. So hopefully that's something that I can work out when I come home and start getting into that kind of routine too. So yeah, so that's a dream. That's my next sort of dream thing I want to start trying to do. Caitlin says, hey, Ryan, sing Let It Go. Why? I don't want to sing Let It Go. I've sang it so many times and my voice is not going to last this if I try. Brooke says your fan base isn't going to die, so you can count on that. Well, thank you. I really appreciate. I've actually at times I've not bragged, more like talked about how proud and happy and blessed I feel for the fan base that watches my videos and listens to my podcast. And that's because you guys are all just really awesome. Here's a story that I don't think I've told, because I made a vlog about it, but I never got to release it because I didn't have time to edit it. And I really feel bad about that, because I wanted to put this out to everybody. So I did talk about it on the podcast though. So here, I'm going to grab something. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this right here is my backpack. It was not always my backpack, because back in March when I came here, I didn't have this. And instead of this, what I carried my computer in was a rectangular, it was like a computer bag. And So it had room for my computer, it had room for like my mouse and my cords and papers and things like that. And so that's what I would carry to work every day. And it had a strap that went over my shoulder, and I carried it every day. And then one day, something very bad happened. And that was that the place where the strap is like sewn on to the bag ripped off. And this isn't like it just unsnapped and I could snap it back on or something. It completely ripped out of the socket, and there's no way to get it back on. Like, the way that it's sewn on is like with a machine that makes it so it's very strong and able to stay on there. But then the problem is that if you try to sew it back on, it just like comes off again. And the thing is, my computer right here is very heavy. And so that's the other thing, is that eventually it would rip off again. And it ripping off while I'm walking, or while I'm running to the BART station, for example, is not a good thing to happen. So I ended up just carrying it. Back then I didn't have, over here, I have my scooter in the corner. I got that like halfway into living here. And before that, I would just walk/run to walk/run the mile it took to get to the BART station every morning. And that started to get really hard to do after my strap broke. I had to carry the computer bag and just like alternate hands as I'm running/walking to the station for like 30 minutes every morning. And so I talked about this on my podcast, how like I was like, yeah, I'm going to get so strong because I'm carrying this computer bag, every day, even though it's terrible. And a couple days later, Matthew Bird, my podcast co-host, he messaged me, and he was being very cryptic and very weird. He was like, do you know someone named Kelly at work? And I was like, I think so. Like, we just started work, so I don't know everybody, but I think there's a Kelly there. Why? It's like, no, I can't tell you why I know that. I just was making sure you might have something at work. Like, there's a package or something there? He's like, yeah. Did you send me something, Matthew? No. I was very confused. I got to work the next day, and there was a package, and it was for me. And so I opened it up, and it was this backpack, and it had been sent through Amazon, and there was a note saying that it was from the OxyClan. And the OxyClan is one of the names that the Aux Cable fans have given to themselves. And I don't know which fans it was, whether it was one person who did it or whether it was a bunch of people who chipped in, but they heard the podcast where I told them about how my bag had broken, and they got me a computer bag. And not only that, but my computer fits perfectly in here, along with tons of other stuff. I'm able to fit like an umbrella. I'm able to fit I'm able to fit this external keyboard. I'm able to fit this mouse on top of tons of papers, my notebook, I have tons of different cables that I stick in here just to make sure that I'm never unprepared. There's food in this backpack. Like, I've got some snack bars in there. It's able to carry so much, and it's so durable, and they chose it's also it looks cool. It looks cool. I really like this backpack. And this all just goes back to say that like the culture and like the type of people who watch my content they're very good people. And I appreciate how awesome the culture is that contributes to what is the fan base that I have. And I just think that you're all awesome people. And it like right now it says I've got 18 or 19 viewers on this. And other YouTubers might be like, oh, well, that's not that much. Like, Chris Howard probably has like hundreds of viewers on his live streams, or Matthew Bird, or no, Matthew Bird. I read Matthew Bird's comment, and I said him, but he doesn't have a YouTube channel that he posts live streams on. But, or like, for example, Blimey Cow, when they live stream, they've got hundreds of people watching them. But I've only got now it's 17. But those 17 people are part of there's thousands of subscribers on my, or there's 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I think we get about 300 or 400 listens to or downloads of our podcast when we release. And those people, while a pretty small amount, they're all awesome, and they're all just all around good and caring and not judgmental when I don't release stuff. They understand that I don't have all the time to release things and that life gets in the way, but they're not like, why haven't you released a video in forever? They're very understanding. And there's even one time where I posted a video saying that I was sorry that I wasn't releasing podcast episodes. And people sent me very kind messages saying like, hey, if you need to take a break, because we'll still be here when you're releasing again. And we care more about you maintaining your sanity and being able to continue creating episodes and not being miserable than we do about getting an episode. And so that was really great, and it was very kind of them, both the backpack as well as just the kind words and the support that you all give. So thank you. You're all awesome. Go back, let's see, to the chat. Caitlin, I'm going up. Let's see, let it go. So considering the fact that we are still at a 118 posts per day average on the Not forum, I would say the fan base isn't going to die anytime soon. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, actually. Pula Free says, never going to die, never going to give him up, never going to let it down. Oh goodness. Caitlin says, first Adler starts uploading again, and now this. Yes, I want to start uploading again soon, and like this is the start of that. This is like a semi-promise, like I'm gonna start making stuff now. And also I'm really excited Adler's uploading again. He's so funny. Sometimes I'll watch his videos, and the first thing I think is that's really funny, and the second thing is like, why didn't I think of making this kind of video? This is hilarious. This is like, and then I want to make it, but then I don't, because then I'd be copying him. So I do that enough with Blind Macau. Caitlin says, hey, Ryan, you should sing your theme song for Fantastic Fridays. You know what? Even though I didn't sing Let It Go, because my throat might not last, I'm going to sing this, because the last Fantastic Fridays I released, I actually didn't have the template. I have a template file that I use to edit every time so that I don't forget the pun count and I don't forget like the theme song and all that. But I didn't have that when I edited this episode because I was in a hurry and I didn't have my files. And so I had to build it from scratch. And I forgot the Fantastic Fridays theme song. And people pointed it out, and I was like, how could I forget the theme song? So I will sing it. Every day. Oh, wait, hold up. It's not complete if you don't have the ukulele. Okay, let me make sure I have the... Okay, here we go. Every day is Every day is a holiday, so spread some cheer and let them hear about how we're hating and celebrating how all these weird, funny holidays are. That's not nearly as good as the recorded version, but that's... That's it. Someone else is singing the internet famous song. Matthew Bird says, sing, sing, sing. Other people ask for the theme song. Oh, Mary Horton has to leave. Bye, Mary. A.M. Matlock, I think that's my dad or Aaron. No, Aaron's a different one. Yeah, that's my dad. My dad's watching. What's the brand? Oh, of the backpack? It's Mancro. Mancro. Other people are shouting for the theme song. Good thing I sang it. Pulley Free says, we love you, Ryan. Other people say I'm amazing. 3 of the people, my dad says, 3 of the people that are watching are dad, bro, and sister. Okay, so I've got 16 viewers, and like 3 of those are my family. So, but you're really all of you are my family, right? Right. Wait, no, please don't go. Now the full version. I'm not gonna remember that. I'd have to look it up. And you know that there's no way I could sing the full. That'd be an interesting challenge. I don't think I'd be able to sing the full version all the way through flawlessly, because I had to sing that in my room over and over to get the recording for the music video done. So, and that's because it's so fast paced and I had to cram so many words in there that the rhythm of the words changes all the time. So let's find out. Let's see. Fantastic Fridays 50. Let me find the script I made for it. Found it. Here we go. Wait, what? Criminy Chicken Channel can sing the full version. That's crazy. Wow. That's pretty crazy. And I don't know why everyone's asking. Why is everyone asking me to sing when my throat is not? I've been talking for an hour and 12 minutes now. My throat is not going to hold up. You do know you're opening a very, very serious can of worms here. And Mason's asking me to play All the People Unsubscribed. That's what's going to happen after I sing. Okay. What key did I do this in? Okay. No, that's way too high. Every day. I think that's a key I could probably do it in. Okay, here we go. Oh, someone's Becky Stewart is commenting on Facebook again. What'd she say? Awesome story. No, that's the other one. Honestly, we do feel like you're a cousin or something. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Okay, let's open this. Let's get this over with. Let's do this. And this is gonna be even worse because I think I'll have to scroll down halfway through the song in order to read it all because this takes up 2 pages. Okay. Every day's a holiday, but that's not something I have to say because it's been said 49 times over in the past. And I believe we must reflect, lest we all forget the many holidays that so far we have had. But rather than celebrate these holidays individually, let's have some fun and do them all at once. I'm doing that right now. Will you join me? Put a pillow on your fridge, have a teddy bear picnic, look for aliens in outer space. Writing comic sans, wear ugly sweaters cause you can't come and have a pizza party at my place. Walk around without your pants, play an instrument because reasons. Your frozen food be absurd, time to learn a new word, make a cupcake if you're pro-life. Hug the writer of a greeting card, sentimentally name your card, blame someone else for all your strife. Close your ears and say blah blah blah, go inside and open an umbrella. Cause every day is a holiday, so come with me and we shall see what might amaze with these holidays that are awesome, but sometimes go too far. Every day is a holiday, so spread some cheer and let them hear about how we're hating and celebrating how all these weird funny holidays are. I changed it in the song. Weird funny holidays are. Oh my. Time for the second part. They're telling me not to kill myself and not die. Okay, we'll try. Groom your hair if you're a man, wear a bow tie cause you can, make a one-in-wonder or a quirky song today. Take a dog to your workspace, put a smile on that face, remember when Corgan went the wrong way. Love your pet like you know you should, try to judge your pet, is it bad or good? Give apples to your friends, eat sugar with no end, a day to talk about in elevators. Drink Kool-Aid, celebrate free trade day, a day to love yourself and exclude the haters. A day for your mom to be lazy, a day to package all your stuff poorly. Honor emergency responders, go try to start rumors, a day to remember 9/11. Look at polar bears or crowded nests, be aware, a day to use a safety pin. Use grammar well, just take a hint, cause we wouldn't want to have an awkward moment. A day to be punny, answer the phone like buddy, go through the drive-thru that you like the most. Be good to Santa's list and pay your taxes, pretend you're a TV talk show host. Learn about a disease that's barely known, leave inane answering messages on the phone. Cause every day is a holiday, so come with me and we shall see what might amaze with these holidays that are awesome, but sometimes go too far. Every day is a holiday, so spread some cheer and let them hear about how we're hating and celebrating how all these weird, funny holidays are. There we go. I can stop singing now, right? Oh, these comments are hilarious. Let's see. Caitlin says, I feel like you're my brother. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am your brother. Nationwide sing-along. Oh my. It's crazy to think that there are people like out there who know this song by heart, which is crazy because I don't even know the song by heart. And they're like, yes, this is my favorite part. And I'm over here messing it up terribly. Mason or Ping Pong says, holds up a lighter. And Mason holds up a flamethrower. Good for you, Mason. I think that's maybe going a little bit too far. Joshua Morgan says that's great. That's nice of you to say, but the Bible tells us not to lie. I'm kidding. Like you could say it's great. I don't know if I agree though. Brooke says that's applaudable. Alicia says applauds excitedly. Best part of the stream. Oh, that's good. Good. Well, maybe I should sing more then. And everyone said, no, that was one. One was good, Ryan. Just stop right there. Oh, okay, Josh. Okay, Joshua Morgan. I'll take your word for it. Taking your word for it. Let's see. Oh, so speaking of applaudable, that's another awesome thing that happened over the time that I was here. Josh Taylor, he was on my podcast, which was crazy because like it was sort of a dream come true because like I wanted to be on. I'd kind of love to be on his podcast, but he was like, "Can I be on your podcast?" And I was like, "Wait, what? What?" And he actually like sought me out. And he was like, "Hey, so I'd love to join your podcast sometime if you'd like to." And so we had him on the podcast, and on the aux cable we do tons of commercials, and they're like fake commercials. We don't actually get sponsors, so we just do fake sponsors. Like Water sponsored us once, and we put together a parody of his Audible thing because a bunch of Blimey Cow episodes are sponsored by Audible. So we were sponsored by Applaudable, which is a audio book library, but it's like all files that play applause, like applause MP3s. And it was great because we were recording and we gave him the script and we were like, "This is what we want to do." And he's like, "I'm gonna just read this one time through." And it was like a one hit wonder. One take wonder. We had him do it a couple other times just so that we'd have some extra stuff to be able to edit if we wanted to. And it was great. And like I even got to use some of Gabe Miller's music for that commercial, and it sounded great. It might be one of my favorite commercials we put together just personally, and that was really funny. My brother says one was good, Ryan. One song one song was enough. Yep, that's my brother. Mason says the water sponsor was the episode that came out on the Super Bowl day. Oh, really? That's actually that makes sense because like that would actually make more sense because the Super Bowl has a bunch of product commercials and they're always like really crazy, and that one was definitely a crazy one. So that's pretty cool. Double Knots, what are those? There's a song I could probably sing from memory, is the Double Knots song. I really like that one. Fun fact, so that one I made because I was working at Chick-fil-A for the time, and so I didn't have a whole lot of time to create like massive music videos, but I had to take time off from work because I had a minor surgery around that time. There was like a growth that wasn't supposed to be there, and they just needed to remove it. And no, everything's good, and it wasn't a huge deal, but it meant that I couldn't really go to work and lift heavy things, and I couldn't be like moving around much. So I was out of work for like 3 or 4 weeks, I think. And during that time, I was at home, and when I was good enough to stand up, but just not lift heavy things or anything, I needed something to do, and I'd already spent tons of time watching Law Bueki and anime I had been suggested. I finished that. I was like, well, now what do I do? And so I made Double Knots, and is actually Double Knots was a thing for longer than it's been out on my YouTube channel. Actually, a long time ago, I made a version of the song that sounds terrible. It's nowhere near the quality of the Double Knots on the YouTube channel. And I like recorded my ukulele and like a few other things and just splashed it together, and it sounded terrible, but I posted it on SoundCloud. I think it's down by now, but it was a version of Double Knots that was not that good. I actually wrote it for the folks over there's like a community that I was a part of that was like fans of the Ceiling Fan podcast and a few other things, and it was just like a group of 6 people that sort of branched out from the community and made their own little Google Hangouts chat. My brother's in it, I'm in it, and a few other people that some of you might know if I mention their names. But I made it because there was just this one night that we were all hanging out, and I just started writing all these crazy random songs, and that was like one of them, sort of. It was part of like the community album of crazy songs. Now everyone wants me to sing Double Knots. Here we go. I'm going to take a drink of water again. Okay. Let's see. How does it start? I can sing it from memory. Not. Um, oh, right. I was lost in a world of tangles. That's what it starts with. Oh, hold up. We got to get this. This is my kazoo. And we had to have this in here. I was lost in a world of tangles where strings fell out of their slots. And the one thing that saved me in those terrible days were known as double knots. And while it may seem that everyone else has got things figured out, just imagine how lost they would be if they were to go without double knots. They keep the laces together when they aren't double knots. Keep the shoelaces from falling apart. Without them, you trip and fall, and possibly even die. And when talking about them, I simply cannot lie. I love double knots, double knots, double knots. I went on a grand adventure to find a statue of gold. It was in a sneaker temple, or at least that's what I was told. But I sprung a trap and a boulder came at me, and I could have died. And I know that I would have if my shoes had not been tied with double knots. Laces to bend, they aren't double knots. They keep the shoelaces from falling apart. Without them, we trip and fall, and possibly even die. And when talking about them, I simply cannot lie. I love double knots. Hey, I'm here, and I think that you ought to go double or nothing when it comes to tie knots. So tie double knots, because if you're fused, your laces will lace and get under your shoes. I used to tie my knots without the double, but doing that caused me endless trouble. But now when someone says I have an untied shoe, I know it isn't true because of my double knots. Knots tied twice. If you want to get fancy, tie them thrice. But if I find the laces on your shoe are not tied right, here's what I'll do. I'll approach you. Get ready to learn. When you get stunned by my epic burn, I'll gesture downwards toward your toes, open my mouth and say, what are those? Double knots. They keep the laces together when they aren't double knots. They keep the shoelaces from falling apart. Without them, we trip and fall, and possibly even die. And when talking about them, I simply cannot lie. I love double knots. That's a fun song. I think I'm more proud of that one, I think, than, well, let's see. I guess I've released maybe, it's 4 songs so far on my YouTube channel. There's Double Knots, Pickup Puns, the Fantastic Friday song, and my cover of We All Need Each Other. And of those 4, I think that Double Knots, it's the one I like the most because it's the one that, it's crazy, but it's like original. It's very, very original. And Pickup Puns it's up there, but at the same time, that was a collab. Aaron McLaughlin made the music, and I made the lyrics. And so for that, I don't feel like I did as much. So Double Knots is like the one song that I put together the musical track, I put together the music video, I put together everything, and it's like the same thing is true for the Fantastic Friday song, but with the Fantastic Fridays one, it's based off of the theme song, and it was really just like a way to I needed a full version, and so I put it there. And so Double Knots, I'm pretty proud of that one. What are people saying here? Someone sang it with me. That's awesome. Did you get the rap part? I messed it up just a teeny bit, but that was because I ran out of breath. Um, Joshua Morgan. Apparently, my sister has it memorized because she sang along to almost the whole thing. It's really crazy to think. Oh, Caitlin sang the rap part. That she memorized it. Cool. This live stream is just turning into me singing all these songs. You really want me to sing these? That's really funny. Okay, let's do pickup puns. The thing is that it's mostly kind of like it's like the music behind it is actually not what I thought of when I first started. Like if I play it on the ukulele, it's going to sound very different, I think, than the way that it sounds on the actual music video. So I can sing pickup puns. It'll just be different. Let me look up the lyrics because there's one part I always sing it. Like there's two verses, and I end up using the same thing for both verses because that's the part I remember. Let's try this one. And also the other thing is that so many of the so many parts of this are two people talking. So I'll have to get creative making this. Oh wait. This is an old doc. It has lyrics that I threw out. Interesting. Or maybe it's how did I do this? Interesting. Yeah, I had a bridge, but we didn't put it in the actual song because it was just so short, and I couldn't think of the way to. It's like a half finished bridge. Oh, I remember how I did that. Never mind. It's in the song. It's like there's a part where I go, puns for me are the epitome of using wordplay effectively, or I say something like that, and that was the bridge I didn't finish. So let's see. What are people saying? Lots of people are saying lots of things. A bunch of people are saying sing the song. P to the U to the N. You're gonna win. It'd be these guys. You guys know this. Right, I'm officially concerned for your voice, but you do sound great. Thank you. I'll have to. This water bottle's almost empty. I need to get some more soon. Okay, so pickup puns. Here we go. Oh, Josiah's back. Okay. I'm just playing the part from the video, but it's not actually in the acoustic version. Let's see. What were the chords for the acoustic version? Yep, there we go. Dude, what's up? I need some advice. I met this girl one day and she's really nice. Have you talked to her yet? No, I'm scared to try. Just try making a pun. It works every time. Nope, that's not how I do it. Grow a beard for her as a metaphor and say, hey, like my beard, you're growing on me. Meet her for a walk on a real hot day and say, I like you a great degree. Offer to rake her lawn just as long as it provides her with some. Oh, that's a verse that's not in the actual. Oh, this is an old version. That's awesome. Sorry guys, I forgot. In the music video, I say the line, like just sort of going off. I'll start over again in a second, but in the music video, I say something like, grow a beard for her as a metaphor and say, hey, like my beard growing on me for. The other guys don't know that their pickup lines really deter. So show that girl that you're different by being an entrepreneur. But the original line didn't have the entrepreneur thing in it because I didn't write it originally like to be, or well, I get like it was in the back of my mind. Oh, I could put this on the entrepreneur channel sometime, but it wasn't supposed to have that line in it. But we wanted to make it. I wanted to add that in, so I took out one of the other lines. So I'll be singing. This is the original acoustic version that's slightly different than what was posted. So let's try this again. Dude, what's up? I need some advice. I met this girl one day and she's really nice. Have you talked to her yet? No, I'm scared to try. Just try making a pun. It works every time. Grow a beard for her as a metaphor and say, hey, like my beard, you're growing on me. Meet her for a walk on a real hot day and say, I like you a great degree. Offer to rake her lawn just so long as it provides her with some relief. And as you rake on in her love, it is my profound belief the other guys don't realize as they rely on their cheesy pickup lines, and when they use one on her, she'll know for sure they're the rude, insincere kind. To get a girl, you gotta be nice, caring, and one more thing before you're done, just show her your humor with a pickup pun. Dude, what's up? We're dating now, but it's over my head and I don't know how to show her I care. I fear we're done. Before you give up, did you make a pun? A pun? A pun. It's so much fun. Tell one to her and the battle's won. You can use them on a date, you can say them in the sun. A pun? A pun? A pun? A pun! Take her on a date, skipping stones, then casually remark about how much it rocks. Tell her about how much you're having a ball while you both watch the Red Sox. Buy her ice cream and say, hey, like this ice cream, you sure are sweet. Cook her some steak and say, I don't know who I'd be if we didn't meet. The other guys don't realize that they rely on their cheesy pickup lines and they use it on her. She'll know for sure that they're rude, insincere kind. To get a girl, you gotta be nice, caring, and one more thing before you're done, just show her your humor with a pickup pun. Puns for me are the epitome of using wordplay effectively. Puns for me are the epitome of using wordplay effectively. The other guys don't realize when they rely on their cheesy pickup lines that when they use one on her, she'll know for sure they're the rude, insincere kind. To get a girl, you gotta be nice, caring, and one more thing before you're done, just show her your humor with a pickup pun. And that's all that I have written in this document for the original song. We added that third verse where I go a little crazy and I start suggesting that you use pickup puns to get out of a speeding ticket. But that was for the comedy of the video. So that's pickup puns in its original form. Cassidy says, and my friends wonder where I get my humor. If it's from me, I think that I like my humor, so A+. Yeah, and there's no P to the U to the N in the original version. Two people said if you don't begin. I don't get it. Oh, if you don't begin with the P to the U to the N. Oh, that's part of the lyrics. Gotcha. With a pickup pun. Cough. Caitlin misses me. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. Yep, I'm coming home. Ooh, there's a favorite song. So I'm curious, has anyone here listened to Mobile Orchestra, the album by Owl City? Because one of my favorite songs is in it, and it's called, what is it called? It's, Back Home. Back Home is the name of it. And yeah, oh yeah, my mom's listened to it. I remember when she listened to it. Actually, we were on the road. On the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. Yes, Josiah has heard of it. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. I want to do a cover of that sometime, of Back Home. Like if I did another cover of a song, I think that would be the next one. I kind of like all these other songs have been fun, but I really want to sing that one right now. I think I'm gonna do it. Yep. I'm saying goodbye, goodbye to. I always also mess up this lyric, so I'm gonna have to look up the lyrics for this. I mix up the lyrics for the chorus all the time because it's goodbye to the skyline, hello sweet pines, later streetlights, heading back to tree lines. But I mix them up. Like I say skylines in the wrong order or something. But before I do that, I have some requests for stories. Caitlin said, "Tell the story of the day you had a bad trip to work." And Jennifer, or that's my mom, says, "I'm saying goodbye to the skyline." Oh, she's telling me the lyrics. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Chris. Hey, Chris. How's it going? Not Chris, yours truly, Chris, but Pun Diddley's here. Hey, Chris. Everyone's going to be like, "Hi, Pun Diddley." Because that's what happens when I join your live streams. Everyone says, "Hi, Ryan." Let's see. Yeah, everyone really likes Mallory. I think it's probably one of my favorite albums he's done. Just like there's a good blend of his Christian music, and there's also music that's not Christian but it's wholesome, and then there's other songs that they're like closer to his love songs, which I also like. Oh wait, there's something I wanted to say to Chris. What was it? There's something. So Chris Pundidley, there was something the other day. I thought. Oh, right. It was because you and Anna were doing your video, and I wanted to hear how it went or something. I'm sorry if you ended up taking my suggestion for a punishment. They asked for punishments on Twitter, and so for Anna, I said that she has to compose like a poem or a song about how much she likes the term "it's lit" because she really doesn't like it. And for Pun Diddley, I said that he had to have like a tomato puree smoothie, a tomato and apple cider vinegar smoothie or something. And oh, it was interesting. I look forward to seeing the video. Okay, I was just getting ready to either play a song or sing a song, or I'll let my voice rest a little bit. I'll tell the story of the time I had a bad trip to work. Because Caitlin knows my stories because I tell her every once in a while about what's going on. So, yeah. So here's what happened. Okay, this is serious stuff, guys. Serious. So, I just got a tweet from Josiah. Oh, he's telling me the lyrics too. Okay. So I got up in the morning, and I was a bit late for work. Like not late, because generally when I wake up in order to get to the station so that I take the train that's 2 trains behind the last train I could take. So even if I'm late, I'm not going to be late to work. I'm just going to be late to the time I normally get there. And so I get outside, and if I were to walk to the station, I would be late. However, if I were to scooter, I would not. But I get outside, and the forecast said it wasn't supposed to do this, but it's raining. And it's not raining like badly enough that I'm feeling the rain. It's just like it had finished raining. And so I was like, okay, so if I hurry, then I won't get hit by any more like aftershocks of rain and I'll be good. So I started going down the hill and I realized two things. One is that when you're riding your scooter down the hill and it's wet, that's a problem. And why is that a problem? Because A, you're going super fast, and B, it makes your wheels slick, and the brake on the back wheel doesn't work. So I'm like having to press it twice as hard to get it to work. What makes this even worse is that when you press down the brake really hard, all the water and the mud and everything that's on the wheel, it hits the brake and sprays up into my pant leg. So I'm going down this hill and I'm like riding the brake. And it's by the time I get to the bottom of the hill that I realize my back leg is very cold. And it's because it's caked in wet water as opposed to dry water and mud. So I finish getting to the bottom of the hill and I'm like, well, great. What am I going to do? I could go back up, but then I'm like, no, I'll just like get paper towels and wipe it off later. And I just won't ride my scooter as much. And so I'm walking my scooter for the rest of the way. I'm like, okay, I'll be a little late, but that's not as bad as like killing myself. So I get to the bottom of the hill and it's like, I've still got a little bit left to go. I got to cross the street. And as I'm crossing the street, I'm thinking, you know what? I won't need to ride the brake anymore because I'm not going downhill. So I can just start scootering and I can put my foot over the wheel, like where the wheel is, so that if it spews up any mud or anything, it'll hit the bottom of my shoe. And so I hop back onto the scooter, but at this point it had started raining a little bit more. And so there was water all over the scooter and it's made of metal and it's very slick metal indeed. And so as I'm crossing the street, I jump back onto my scooter. I say I jump on my scooter. I more like tried to jump on it, slipped on it, and managed to jump over my scooter, fall flat on my face in the middle of the crosswalk, and in a puddle of mud. And so I'm completely covered in mud and grossness. And I also like cut my hand or both of my hands on the pavement trying to catch myself. The guy in the car waiting to go as soon as I finish, he jumps out of his door. He's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing okay." Walking away. And I got to the station. I actually called because I was like, I'm such a mess. This is not going to be cleaned by getting to work and cleaning it there. I need something. And like, also I'm bleeding, so I need a Band-Aid or two. So I called the person who, Mrs. Eastman, and I said my situation, and she sends her husband with Band-Aids and a change of clothes for me. And so it was all good, but it was just that was my time trying to get home or get to work, and it didn't quite work out. It didn't work out. Ha! Let's see. Go to the chat. It's buffering. Let's see. It's buffering for some people. Caitlin says, "Hi, Ryan. Hello." Caitlin, that's not my sister. And also, hey, hello to the Caitlin that is my sister. What else has happened? I've gotten to save a lot of money while I've been out here. I've actually, like, the way I like to, when I'm living practically on my own, I like to save as much money as possible. So if I can get food from the store and make that instead of eating out, then I will, except for like very specific situations. And so I've saved a ton of money. Ooh, except for a few things. So another thing, I know what I can talk about. Here we go. I'll sing the song in a little bit, but let's grab the second backpack. All my stories involve backpacks, guys. This backpack right here contains most of my filming setup, because I used to use the camera I used to use for filming Fantastic Fridays was my mom's Nikon D7000, which she got for photography, but obviously she doesn't photographize. She doesn't take photos every week. So she let me use it for my videos. But having saved a bunch of money, and knowing which camera I wanted to get, I picked up the Canon 70D, which is amazing. These were the cameras I was using at work, and we got 2 of them for work, and it was great. I absolutely love this camera. Well, I like it. I don't love it. It's not a person or a thing that I would give my life for. So, let me turn this on. Like, I guess the one thing I like about it is this, because with the Nikon, it doesn't have a flip out screen. So I would always just like set my mic stand where I was going to sit, and then I'd focus on that, and that would have to be good enough. But it autofocuses really well, and on top of that, I have the screen to check while I'm filming a video whether or not it's doing it right. And also the lens is the millimeter number is lower, so it's got much more of a I'm able to be in focus and in frame well, like here, rather than all the way across the room, which was also the case with the Nikon, and it's like, I think 35 millimeter lens, or maybe it was a 50 or something. Anyway, so it was super far out. It was far out, man, whenever I was filming. With this one, I could probably put the microphone on top of it rather than having to have the microphone separate, and it would still do a great video. So I'm going to be able to make videos much easier now once I get home. And this bag has tons of stuff. Here's one thing that I really like is these things. One of the YouTubers that I watch that makes a bunch of videos, and also like he's a professional video guy and he makes a bunch of tutorials, he recommended these, and they're absolutely amazing. These are like portable light boxes that fit in your hand. They're like smaller than a smartphone, and when you turn them on, it depends on whether they're charged. This one apparently is not charged. Let me find another one. Here we go. So this one is also not turning on. I need to charge all of these probably. I used them a bunch, but then they've sat here for a while, so they probably are all dead. Let's find out. I hope one of these, at least one, turns on. There we go. This one turned on. So it's pretty bright. Like just to give an example, so this is black fabric. That just goes to show how well it lights stuff up. Like at pretty good distance, it goes from black, bright, black, bright. So that's it's also blinding, even more so if you take the little here. I'll turn it down so that maybe you can. There we go. So when you take the diffuser off, it's even worse. And so I can either use these as they are, or I can mix them with like a umbrella stand to essentially do what my 2 light bulb things that are what Chris Howard also uses for his videos would do anyway. So let's see. Some people are talking, and I think I don't want to ignore them. So let's go back to the chat. Hi, Ryan. Yeah, straight minute. It was buffering, but now it's clear. Good, good. Yeah, I would. Joshua says he's considering upgrading. I definitely recommend it. The screen is great. It's never failed me while I was working with it, and yeah, it's a great camera. I really like it. I do like Canon better than Nikon. Like I could film with Nikon, but Canon I definitely feel more. I like the autofocus a lot better. Mom said it's a 35. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a 35. Hi, Caitlin. And let's see. What are you doing in this live video? Oh yeah, so Caitlin, at the start, I was essentially telling my story of like the past 7 months and how I moved out to California for my apprenticeship, and then like the journey that it's taken to get to the point where now in about a week I'm moving back to Indiana and I'll be able to make videos because the situation here in California just hasn't been good for being either me being close to family or me making videos, which are two things that I really enjoy doing. But yeah. Criminy Chicken. It's Peter McKinnon that I watch. Yeah, it's him. He was the one that suggested the light boxes. Let's see. And someone said, "Notice me. That sour melon gaming just got here, and everyone's. It looks like in the chat, you guys have already let him know what's going on. So yeah, I'm going back to Indiana in about a couple days. I'm going to be going on the road trip with my mom back. It's probably going to take like a week to get out because we're going to do some sightseeing, and then once I get back, I gotta find a car. I gotta, like, depending on what we do, whether it's whether I decide to live from home and do stuff like that, or whether I decide to rent a place that's closer to work, whatever that situation is, I got to figure that out. And yeah, so I'm excited for the future because it means that I'll have a whole lot more time to focus on making videos and podcasts and stuff like that. And yeah. So going back to the bag of goodies, I've got one of these. This is like, if you guys watch Chris, you know that this is like the bendable tripod that he uses. And then this is what I really like, because look at this. This is really small, but this is like compact tripod that when it's fully extended and the camera's on top of it, the camera comes up to my eye when I'm standing up. So it's very long, but it's also very sturdy. It's I think this is carbon fiber, and it's able to extend so far. And the other thing is that you can take off one of the legs and turn this into a monopod. So this is very helpful for having flexibility with photo shoots, but also just being an all-around sturdy tripod. I've also got like some mic stuff in here. I've got the Zoom H4n. I think it's the H4n. Yeah, the Zoom H4n. So this doubles as both a camera filming bag and an audio bag. Yes, Joshua Morgan, the live stream will be available on the channel later. So you won't have to worry about missing anything. But thanks for being here for so long. We're going up to about 2 hours now, and I'm feeling great. Oh wait, I should probably leave these out of their bags so that I can charge them. Yeah, that's the dead one. That's the dead one. I'll need to charge these without throwing them on the floor. Is he going to do anything interesting? No offense, Ryan. None taken. I'm mostly just chatting and obsessing over my film equipment. I've also got this GoPro. It's not an actual GoPro. It's a knockoff, but still. So yeah, I'll go ahead and close that up. I can sing Back Home Now. Or let's see. Some people have been asking. I've noticed these, but I haven't gotten to them yet. Some people have asked, like, how was the apprenticeship and did I learn anything? Things like that. So yeah, the apprenticeship was really good. I learned a lot. Like, first off, I got to have experience with live streaming more, because when there were really two eras. There was the before Josh, the first guy that got let go from the job. He was the guy that I mainly worked with at first. He got let go, and then I started working mainly for the CMO of the company instead. And so before Josh left, most of our video content was his event videos. So he would go to these events, or he would put together these events where he would interview marketers and founders in the area. And then we would release the videos, and then as a result, those people that he interviewed would share it on their channels, and then the company that I worked for would get more publicity. And that was the general strategy. And Yeah. What apprenticeship? Sure, I'll fill you in. Gaming. That Sour Melon Gaming. Yeah. So the apprenticeship was back in March. I moved out to California to work for a startup as a video producer, and this is through a program called Praxis, and it essentially allows me to get into my career of a video producer professionally without having to go to college to get the necessary credentials. And essentially, I gain experience instead. I'll call you Melon. Okay. So yeah, I can. So Melon, that's essentially my apprenticeship, and it was supposed to last 6 months. 3 months into it, they said they wanted to hire me full time. So it essentially technically ended then and went from being an apprenticeship to a full time job. And now I've quit that job, and I'm moving back to Indiana to do another job that I've been offered. And so, um, yeah. So that's what yeah, I do have a full career of recordings, and um, yeah, thanks, Melon. And so I, yeah, so the apprenticeship was great. I learned a bunch about live streaming because we were live streaming to Facebook a lot with the videos that Josh was putting together. I was also putting together like official videos of the events. Like we'd set up two cameras and I'd run both of them throughout the event and then edit it like that night so that we could release it in the morning. And he'd do them like weekly, sometimes bi-weekly. And then we'd also make short videos out of the stuff that he made to use as promotions and ads, things like that. And then when he was let go, that all changed because the guy that was putting all that together was gone, so we stopped doing it. Um, and then after that, I started making more promotional content, like commercials and stories about what the company and the software that the company sells does. And so I got to get lots of wide range experience. Um, so yeah. Um, do. Melon says, I was starting to think this channel died. Yeah, so I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't. The video was, I would like to think of it that the channel was on hiatus and now it's back. So, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm not done making videos. I'm just, yeah. Oh, the job was video production, or the job in Indiana is for a mortgage company, um, doing videos for them, and the job here was the same, like making videos for the company that I worked for. well, it is a 3 hour. Cassidy says, "I love how it took you 2 minutes to say that." What took you an hour to say earlier? Actually, it took 30 minutes. I was paying attention. I finished the story in 30 minutes. But like I wanted to tell the whole story because it's a great story and it points a lot to cool things that God did. So wanted to do it justice at least once. Let's see. I'm looking at messages from people on the different socials. All right, let's see. Let's go back. Yeah, I was reading comments. Oh, how's Chris? Hold on. Let me go get him. Hey, Chris. Yeah? They want to know how you are. Oh, okay. Well, I can't really come and let them know because I'm too busy wrangling this pig. Well, what if we traded? I could come wrangle the pig for you, and then you'd be able to spend your time answering the people. Oh, okay. Well, if you want to do that, I guess that works. Sure. Yeah, let me come sit down here. You got the pig? Whoa! Yeah, I think I've got the pig. You just answer their questions and close the door. Okay. Okay. Oh, why did he close the computer? I don't know why he did that. Hey everyone. I'm Chris, and let's see. Oh, there's lots of questions. People say stuff. He's running out of stuff to talk about. Well, that's why I'm here, is so that he doesn't have to talk, I guess. They're asking a bunch of questions to Ryan now. I'll try to answer them as much as possible. Hey Ryan, how did it feel to realize that your sub count goes down? Oh man, you guys don't know how much that hurt him. Like it was at like 1,351 or something, and then it went to 50, and he was like, wait a minute, it goes down, and he just, yeah, that was let's see, what are other people saying? Pig? Yeah, but yeah, you don't want to know about how bad that was. Q&R with Chris. Q&R? What's a Q&R? Is that like a Q&A? Like a question and answer, question and reply. Maybe that's what that stands for. Chris, who is this? Said Chris. Who am I? I'm Chris. It's quite obvious. I'm Chris. Like the guy, in Ryan's videos, like he makes videos and there's this guy behind the camera and it's Chris. He's like, I'm always filming for him, and like he makes jokes about how he forgot to set the focus to the right thing. No, it was me, but I let him make those jokes because then I don't have to take the blame. And so, yeah, I'm Chris, the guy that makes the camera move, even though it generally doesn't move. I don't know why he pays me. He doesn't. Chris is staying in California, right? I don't know if I can do a week in the car with that guy. Wow. Thanks, Mrs. Matlock. I feel loved. Really, really, I do. That just hits me right at the bottom of my heart, how much you love me. And I just thank you so much for that comment. It makes me feel appreciated, valued. Gonna go to a different question. Why do we park in driveways? My question is, why do we drive in parkways? I think that it's because if we parked anywhere else, they'd probably get towed. That's my answer. Chris, what's up with the? Someone already asked about the pig, but yeah, what's up with the pig? Nothing, because Ryan's wrangling it down, so nothing's up with it anymore. Someone else says, Chris, that's awesome. People are excited to see me because people like me, unlike some Mrs. Matlock. What else do we have here? Are you going to bring back defining randomness? Ooh, yes. Ryan has talked to me about plans he has. I don't know if he's going to bring back, like, okay, so for those who don't know, defining randomness is actually, it's a thing that he does when he gets an idea for a video that he really wants to do, but it doesn't fit within Fantastic Fridays or Ryan's Life Stories. It's like an idea that he wants to share. or like a concept or a value that he thinks that society should have. For example, with like the YouTube is not over party, that's technically a defining randomness video because it was a topic that he analyzed, but it didn't have anything to do with a holiday. And like the same thing with pretty much any other defining randomness video, like the women's mind and the man's mind videos, those are defining randomness, because defining randomness is, it's like taking a random topic and defining it by talking about it. And so defining randomness isn't so much of a plan for what to bring back, but it's just like whether or not he gets an idea for a video like that, a topic to speak about. So that's the case with that. Caitlin wants Ryan to come back. Really feeling the love, guys. What's your favorite favorite episode of Veggie Tales? Good question. I guess I'll try to answer for Ryan. He likes a lot of the older ones better because they tell Bible stories better, in his opinion. Because like the newer ones, they try to rip off and parody pop culture and other things. Like, for example, Sweet Pea Beauty is a parody of Sleeping Beauty, which isn't a Bible story, but it's something else. And it's like they're trying to tell a Bible story or say something about a value that Christians should have, but at the same time, they kind of fail. And it becomes more about making as many jokes about the parody. And he likes the older ones because they actually told the Bible story in a silly way that kids enjoyed, but at the same time, it was still good. Let's see. You both have double jointed fingers? No. My fingers don't pop out like that. Like, look. See, they're not double jointed. Sometimes my fingers just like they have issues. And best ice cream flavor, sure, it's chocolate for me. I don't know about Ryan. Can we have a pun battle? Says Caitlin. Is that a pun battle between me and Ryan, or you and Ryan, or you and me? I'm confused. Oh, she wants Ryan to come back probably for the pun battle. That would make sense. Favorite color of the alphabet. What's my favorite color of the alphabet? I could probably come up with something really witty right here if I was witty. Have us do the pun battle, says that's Sour Melon Gaming. That's an interesting name. Oh, is that the Ryan? Is that the melon that I heard Ryan talking about? Interesting. Why am I in California? Well, I came with Ryan to make the videos, but the thing is that I had to get a job out here too, and so he would have to make the videos himself because I work at nights, he works at days, and so like we're like two ships passing in the night. So that's why I'm in California. Yeah, it's really quite convenient. Let's see, final questions. And Ryan talks about me. Well, I heard him live streaming, and he kept saying something about a person named Melon that he was replying to. And I was watching the live stream in there, so I saw part of it where he was talking about Melon. So, sort of, he talks about you, like today. Okay, so Caitlin says, between me and either of you, Ryan, IDK. So, yeah, you can have the pun battle with Ryan. I'm not so good with puns as much. Jennifer, that's Ryan's mom, says, if Ryan moves to an apartment, will Chris be his roommate, Will Hobbs? I have no idea if he wants me to be his roommate. I'm weird. Let me go ask him. Here, I'll be right back. Hey, Ryan! Yeah? What did you do to this pig? Why is it so crazy? Oh, come on. Pigs are normal. Like that. That's what pigs are like. This pig is flying. Um, um, Chris, what did you do? Well, so I heard the thing about pigs flying and I thought about this possibility of putting helium in a pig. Oh, so that's why it. Chris, I agreed to wrangle a pig. I didn't agree to get it off the ceiling. You're gonna take care of this. Fine, but I'm gonna need a ladder. It's out in the garage. Just go get it. I'm gonna go back to live streaming and hurting my voice because that's where it's safe. I don't like out here with a flying pig. Okay, well you do that. Okay. Oh goodness, why did he close the lid? Okay, I'm back, guys. Let's see. What kind of questions have been answered while I'm gone? Well, see, I don't know which ones were answered and which ones weren't. I'll just sort of look through here. If Ryan moves to an apartment, will Chris be his roommate? Will Hobbs? Oh, does Chris want to move in with me? I didn't think that he wanted to. He's like, we've been able to cope right now because whenever he's here, I'm gone. So so it's okay. But yeah, I don't know if we'd be able to live with each other. We're just so different. And yeah, so how come you and Ryan are wearing the same clothes? Okay, so that's the one thing that we're not different with. We are most of the time wearing the same clothes. And I don't know what it is. I think he just like really looks up to me, really. And so he tries to dress the same way I do. And it's a bit kind of creepy, but the other thing was that he doesn't want to um like I went out there sometimes. The other thing is that we share a lot with each other. So if I have two shirts, then he gets one. In fact, like sometimes he shares with me. Like when he went out there, he didn't want to get his glasses messy, so he put them on me. I don't know why. I need to take them off. But yeah, so you don't hear a pig because it's drugged with helium. Criminy chicken. Uh, oh wait, what's this? What's this comment right here? Red Bull gives you wings. Maybe that's what he did. He gave wings to the pig by making it drink Red Bull. Maybe it wasn't helium. That's actually kind of funny. Glasses. Fluffy Duckling says glasses. Glasses. You're wearing glasses still. LOL. You're still wearing the glasses. You and Chris are the same person. We're not. We're not. Chris is out there. I'm in here. The glasses. He put them on me. I mentioned that before I saw any of these comments. If your cat is with you, can I see him? I love your cat. Cat's actually in Indiana, unfortunately. I scrolled down, but I scrolled too far. My mom said wardrobe malfunction, or Chris has kidnapped Ryan and is pretending to be Ryan. You've been exposed. You're wearing his glasses. Now I explained it. I explained it. Criminy Chicken thinks that's not Chris. It's evil Chris or EC. No. Caitlin says pun battle. Ooh, I'll do a pun battle with you. I don't know how it'll work. It'll be very slow going back and forth like this. Shining Dawn is here. Hi, Shining Dawn. We're up to 18 viewers. We're up to 18 now. What have you missed? You missed me telling my life story for the past 7 months. That's earlier in like the first 30 minutes of the stream. Is Chris your cousin like Julian and Jeffrey? Is that the narrative that I want to craft? I don't actually know. He's just been there like all my life. He's just sort of been there. I never asked if he was my cousin or my friend or anything. It's just that's actually kind of concerning. I should probably figure that out. Do Hobbs' voice. Well, I could. Yeah, I could probably mimic his voice. It's pretty funny. Let's see. So I need something to mimic Hobbs with. I'll take these two lighters and they'll just these two light boxes and they'll just be his mouth and like Hi there, Ryan. My name is Hans, and I do not want to talk because I am light boxes now, and that is very demeaning, and I do not like it. Uh, that's my take at his voice right now. You can't hear the pig because it breathes helium and is talking so high you can't hear it. And it's a pig. He's a figment of your imagination. I think he's your twin. So either Chris is my twin, my figment of my imagination, or he's a twin figment of my imagination. Do something interesting. This is being taken out of my Netflix time. Well, if you don't want to be here, Melon, you don't have to be. um, I can sing that song I was gonna sing a while back. Okay, here we go. I'm saying goodbye to the skyline. Hello to the sweet pines. Gonna see you later, street lights. I'm headed back to tree lines, to free time and starry nights, to bonfires and fireflies. Pack your bags, it's time to go home. 'Cause we got brighter lights back home. Well, I got aching feet for walking over miles of concrete, and I can't wait to dream. But the city, well, she won't go to sleep, so I'm saying goodbye to the skyline. Hello to the sweet pines. Gonna see you later, street lights. I'm headed back to tree lines, to free time and starry nights, bonfires and fireflies. Pack your bags, it's time to go home. 'Cause we got brighter lights back home. Yeah, we got brighter lights back home, where the girl, back home, there's a girl named Mary Lou. Tie her up the wall in the corner booth, and every gravel road is a trip down memory lane. Back home, where the corn grows 10 feet tall, and every year is measured on the county wall, pantry wall. I don't remember the next part. That's embarrassing. The willow trees are waving till we come back home again. I'm saying goodbye to the skyline. Hello to the sweet pines. Gonna see you later, street lights. I'm headed back to tree lines, to free time and starry nights, to bonfires and fireflies. Pack your bags, it's time to go home. Pack your bags, it's time to go home. 'Cause we got brighter lights back home. I really like that song, and it's very timely for what's going on. I'm coming home. So, as I was singing it, I was noticing people were like, "What song is this? I don't know what song it is." But yeah, it's "Back Home" by Owl City, and it's from one of my favorite albums that Owl City has released. Melon says, after this game on that computer you're supposedly sitting in front of, Minecraft, we can all join in. Ooh, ooh. we could try to find a server and totally crash it by all of us joining on Minecraft. Oh, Cassidy is leaving. Bye, Cassidy. Yes, it's a ukulele. Someone asked if it was a uke. Mindplex. Yeah, we could. Oh, you're ranked, so we can make a private server. We could do that. We could. We'd have to like all say what our usernames are. We could hit the last 30 minutes of the call. Oh, I gotta plug my computer in. I unplugged it earlier so I could show all my stuff easier, but now it's about to die. But yeah, we'd have to all share our usernames for you to add us to this alleged server. So we'd have to, let's see, Fluffy Duckling also needs to go. My mom says, anything you'll miss about San Francisco or California? I'll definitely miss like the people I was working with. They were all kind of cool. And also like the family that I've been staying with, the Eastmans, they've been awesome too. And I guess like I think maybe the one thing they'll sort of miss, but not really, is like the weather, because it's always really, it's really decent weather, but at the same time it's just below decent, because like all the wind comes off the cool air comes off the bay, and so whenever like any on a general day it's maybe like 60 degrees with wind or like 55, but then as the day continues it warms up, and then in the evening it cools down again. So during the day it's generally pretty nice, but on my commute it's always kind of chilly, and like just below warm enough that it's chilly and I might want a jacket, but then for the rest of the day it's too hot for a jacket. So it's been decent weather, but at the same time I do appreciate that back in Indiana the weather is accurate. It's like during the summer it's warm and during the winter it's cold. It's just that also in Indiana the winter lasts a little bit longer than winter should. So that is what I'll probably miss, is that. Let's see, what else is here? Apparently you don't need to share. You just do the server command and then get in, and we don't need to use your username. So we could all play Minecraft. Yeah, that sounds fun. I need to edit though. Should I be responsible and edit the stuff that I've been talking about? I want to make content. Instantly plays Minecraft instead. 1 sec. Starting up Minecraft, playing Minecraft would ruin the live stream, but that's none of my business. Sibs from a cup. Yeah, I'll continue the live stream without playing Minecraft. I'm getting a few messages outside of the stream. Checking Josiah the Carrot says, "Be responsible and edit." Okay, I will. Does anyone have any good topics for puns? I want to see if I can think of any good puns. Hey, me too. We could food. Okay, cool. Let's like all fire hurry of food and travel. Let's see. Let's start with food. Food puns are pretty exciting. I could go on with making egg puns, but that would be extremely annoying. I shall move on to other ones, so long as I'm able to muster up the courage to do so. And by this time, I've already made like 4 puns, so you'll have to catch up to mine. Let's see. Really, when it comes to puns, they're really my bread and butter. And yeah, you guys probably don't care at all about that though. So I'll move on to talking about something else. Like, we've got ample amounts of topics to choose from. So we could talk about. Let's see. Whatever we talk about, we'd probably want to carb the puns before doing so. Caitlin says, but kind of cheesy. I need to catch up to Ryan. Dang it. I already made, I don't know who made that one first because there's a delay in the chat. Let's see. Brooke says it appears he's on a roll. Your puns are very good. Oh, these are so good. These are good puns. I like these. That is a good topic. Excellent. Ooh, I don't know if I've heard excellent before. That's a new one. Um, let's see. What other food puns can I make? I make some. I'd make some cheese topping puns, but I don't have. I think that after I did that, I wouldn't have a shred of dignity, and people wouldn't really think they're very great. So instead of doing that, um, I will talk. I will tell you about how I today I actually dressed. The reason I'm dressed like this is because I wanted to dress classy. Because I believe like I generally on Fridays try to dress classy because it's Classy Friday, and because it's like my if I'm not going to be able to make a video, at least I'll dress like I did a video. So and also I could button this up and add a bow tie if I wanted to. Ooh, I should put on a bow tie. They're all packed though. Oops. Uh, how many can you jam in? I see what you did there. But yeah, so right now I'm classy from my head to my toes. Um, what other puns could I make? So many options. Too many to use from. Or too many to choose from. Uh, yeah, so there's like been a challenge apparently laid down by Caitlin to do a pun battle, and I think that I'm definitely up to it. I'm no chicken, and yeah, let's see. Someone else said the possibilities are endless. Like I feel like I could make as many puns as I could, but then like the 10 people that are trying in the comments will just be like, "What? No, they'll completely beat me." Um, those are grape puns. Someone else just like put a bunch of food emojis. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break from puns now, because my voice is getting to the end of its rope. We got about 30 minutes left in the stream. If you have a beef with anyone, just settle it by settle by pun slinging. That's one way to do it. There's actually a video. Ooh, actually, can I? Oh man, I wish I could put like gifs into um this chat bar or gifs, however you want to say it. Because I put together one of one of my videos where I have a pun battle with my brother, but we've got Nerf guns and we're shooting puns at each other, and I think it might be one of my favorite uh, GIF slash GIFs ever, and I'd post it right now because it's like the pun battle GIF. Joshua's got to leave. Wait, I thought you left earlier. I'll have to catch up on the rest of the stream later. See you guys. See ya, Joshua. Thanks for sticking around for so long. Oh, Caitlin's got to go too. Bye. Great punning with you. Criminy Chicken says, rub some bacon on it. Yeah, that's a funny song. Is Chris done wrestling the pig? I'm not hearing anything anymore. I was hearing him grunting earlier. So either he wrestled the pig or it killed him. Either way, the situation's over. Are you going to try to go to O. Henry Pun-Off Day next year? I think so. Let's see. So what day is O. Henry Pun-Off Day? O. Henry Pun-Off 2018. February at its annual meeting, February 12th. So maybe I might. There is a huge chance that I'll be trying to work. So I might have to wait until the year after. Might have to wait until 2019. But I thought it was later than that. I don't. Was it really February? I feel like it was in the summer. Oh, Henry Pun-Off Day. Yeah, I thought it was May too, but it's saying it's in February. I thought, or wait. Oh, wait, no. I clicked on it. February 2018. Oh, wait. At its annual meeting on February 12th, 2017, the board celebrated the anniversary of the championship. So there's a celebration in February, but I guess it's in May. Let's see. Oh, so May 13th, 2017. So I might be able to make it. I don't know. We'll see. If I do, you can be sure there will be a video made out of that. Oh, Joshua got to stay a little bit longer, but now he's really gone. Jif is a brand of peanut butter. GIFs are animations. Yeah. I agree with you, Dad. Thought it was May, like 3rd of Saturday. Yeah. It's up. Go to Mineplex. Yeah, if you guys want to join the Minecraft, you can. I probably won't because I've got to get stuff done. Have you watched That Thing You Do? I have not. That movie is awesome. Okay. Someone actually, Shining Dun's gonna play. Cool. Entrepreneur. It brings Minecrafters together. You can quote me on that. Gonna turn on the light. It's getting dim in here. That did next to nothing, but. um. Well, guys, we're hitting like we got 20 minutes left. It doesn't feel like I've been doing this for 3 hours, but I guess I have. My throat thinks that it's been 3 hours, but other than that, this has been fun. I really enjoyed this, even though it's mostly just me talking. I feel like it'd be fun. There was a service I remember Blimey Cow used where it was like a live stream, but up to 3 people, I think, could actually be talking also, and he could choose which ones they were. And so it's more like a conversation. That might be fun to do. My dad says the light makes my hair shiny. Yes, it does. The floof is shiny now. And the floof is untamable at the moment. Do that. Yes, sounds good. I'll do it. Oh, I know what else I want to talk about. So I recently, like, I want to make a video out of this, but I recently on Anchor, I started broadcasting on Anchor, which is it's like a radio. Imagine the radio, but you're using an app to listen and record it. And so I've got like an Anchor radio station, but it's not like on FM or AM. It's just internet, and it's lots of fun. Everything that you record is available for like 24 hours before it goes down, unless you make an episode out of it to listen to later. And it was lots of fun. Matthew says Blab was used for the live stream thing that they did, but that it was shut down. Interesting. Okay. But yeah. So what was I talking about? Oh, Patreon and Anchor. So on Anchor, I was talking about how Patreon is truly a game changer if people use it, because I see so many YouTubers, like for example, Pundidly. He's got how many YouTube subscribers does Pundidly have right now? He's a great example because he's got 9,632. He's just on the brink of 10,000. That's insane. I remember when he was way lower than that. And it's so cool to see how far he's grown. But imagine those next to 10,000 subscribers. If each of them gave $1, for example, then he would have $1 a month. So that's $12 a year. That's giving up 2 or 3 cups of coffee a year from Starbucks. If Pundidly and like the 10,000 people that support him gave that $1, then he would have essentially $10,000 a month. Now let's even cut it down. Half of those people do it, and like this is just an idea I have. Probably it's going to turn into a defining randomness or something. But let's say that he Sorry, I'm trying to get back to the live stream thing. I closed the window. Now I got to open it again. Want to make sure I don't miss comments. There we go. I'm back. Okay. So, because so say if 5,000 of the 10,000-ish subscribers gave $1, that's still $5,000 a month. And on top of taxes, that's actually like about what I made here in California. It is essentially $5,000 a month with taxes, and with taxes taken out. And so now imagine if each person who watches YouTube probably has like a top 5 YouTubers. Like if you ask someone to name, like, what are your favorite YouTubers? They'll probably name like 5, and they have like tens of hundreds of subscriptions, but there's only a couple, like a select few that they actually really like, and they always go to watch those videos, and they never miss a single one. And I know that's true for me. There's probably like 10 at most YouTubers that I always want to watch. Other ones, sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. And because of that, yours truly, Chris, says to subscribe to Caleb Paco. Already have. He's cool. But yeah, so say in that top 5 or that top 10, you decided to give $1 a month to each of those. That means, now imagine if everyone did this. That would mean that your top 10 whatever are able to now make a living off of this platform. And that's only because you gave up like $10 a month. So now you're down to giving up 2 or 3 cups of coffee a month. And I think that that's like the thing I was talking about on Anchor was that personally for me, because that's the kind of culture I want to sort of push forward, that's something that I would be willing to do. And it's something that I have done. I set aside $10 each month, and I give it to my top 4 YouTubers, and that's Wheezy Waiter, Blimey Cow, Say Goodnight Kevin, and Pundidly. I think, let's see. Soon I'm going to change it so that the $10 is spread out across 5, and I'm going to add Adler Davidson because he's got a Patreon page now. And Brooke says, in summary, pledge to Ryan Matlock. And like that's like you'd expect that, but I'm not even saying that. Like honestly, like to be like just being completely honest, that is something that would be amazing to me. If like the 1,000 subscribers that subscribe to the Entrepreneur channel, if they pledge $5 a month, for example, then I would make $5,000 a month. And then I could do this full time. And that would be amazing. But at the same time, I'm not going to expect 1,000 people to give up $5 just so that I can do this for a living, because I don't expect that. It's something that if they want to do it, I'd be super honored. But at the same time, it's the point of this isn't I think that you all need to give me money. My point is that I feel like it's something that I would do, that I want to do for other people, and that I would encourage just as an idea, thinking, do I really need to spend $10 on this or this? Because like we all have the things that we spend a little bit of money on that we don't really need to. Like there's things that I know that I've cut out in my life because I know I don't really need this. This service that I pay so much for so that I can get audiobooks or something. I cut that off because I realized I'm not really listening to audiobooks right now. I can pay for it later if I start listening to them again, but I can stop. Or coffee. That's another thing, is that I realized the more I drink coffee, the less effective it's going to be. So I'm going to make it a certain like a very limited thing. So I stopped doing it. And it's just an idea, really, that I wanted to share. Anyway, let's see. My dad says, Criminy Chicken Channel has a top 5 YouTubers video, and Ryan's not on the list. Embarrassing. Thanks, Dad. Thanks. Yeah, definitely subscribe to Caleb Paco. He's awesome. It's a mad pig. That's why Chris went to wrestle it to submission. Maybe. Um, a random person joined Melon's server and he didn't know who it was, and he asked if they were watching. I wonder if they'd have to be. How else would they figure out your server? Criminy Chicken Channel is gonna say, "I'll make a new vid with him." You really don't have to. If I'm not in your top 5, I don't have to be in your top 5. Wait, I have him. I'm confused. Am I in the video or am I not, Dad? I'm very confused. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. It says here that it is the Geek Wave's birthday. Like, I'm friends with him on Facebook. It says it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Geek Wave. He's not here, but shout out to the Geek Wave. You should subscribe to him because he's really fun. I like his videos. He's funny. I'm your number 1. Cool. Cool. Thanks. Much appreciated. Oh, so another funny story that I can tell. When I left for the apprenticeship, that was right around the time that the Nintendo Switch came out. And my brother, Aaron, he's back at home and he bought a Switch like 2 weeks after I left and came here. And he let me know. And he's playing Breath of the Wild. He's like, I'm playing Breath of the Wild. And I really liked the game looked amazing and I wanted to play it. And he got the game and the platform before I could play it, or after I could play it, and essentially played through most of the game without me. And I was really bummed about that. But then there's a bit of justice because I came back for a month in August. I came back for a month to half work from home, half vacation, and my brother had to go for 2 weeks to a camp in Colorado, and he couldn't bring his Switch. And so for 2 weeks, I was at home and able to use his Switch and play Breath of the Wild, and it was amazing. It's a really cool game. And on top of other things, like the priority for getting home is so I can see family, so that I can just start teaching that Sunday school class, start coaching debate, all those things that I really like to do, content creation. But on top of that, playing Breath of the Wild, that's going to be fun too. Plot twist. Yep. Criminy Chicken Channel says, "What about me?" I guess that's in response to what I think of your channel. Well, let's see. I don't know if I've spent a lot of time looking at your channel. Let me go to your channel. I'll have to let you know later because I don't want to watch a video during the stream because we've only got about 12 minutes left. I think your channel is a channel, and if you said that I'm your number 1, I'm number 1 in a list, then I'm honored. That's awesome, and I thank you. I think so I put in the for the description, it's got a bunch of my plugs and it says music by Jacob Stanifer, even though I don't have his outro his music in here. I'll go ahead and edit that. Save changes. Okay, there we go. Criminy Chicken says you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you again. Let's see, anything else? Like, we could just cut it off about here. I need to get to editing and dinner as soon as possible, so there's nothing else to say. We'll just wait, see if anything gets put in the chat. How were the vegetable? Is that the way you want to say that sentence, Mom? Okay, there we go. How were the vegetables? The vegetables were good. Which vegetables? Like the ones I bought and ate? They were good. Eat food. Food is important. Beef stroganoff. Yes, that's really good. I don't have the stuff to make. Oh, the last day. Ooh, there's a fun story. So, um, I thought that for my last day at work, they would be getting like snacks, like a veggie tray or something for me, because the day before my last day of work, the office manager just out of the blue came to me and she's like, "Hey Ryan, so I got a question for you. Do you like vegetables?" I was like, at first I was a bit defensive because I do like vegetables. I just don't eat them as much, but there's a reason for that. And so I was like, "Yeah, I like vegetables." She's like, "Yeah, like, do you eat them a lot?" And I was like, "Yeah." So whenever I go to the store, I buy like an entire bag of carrots. The problem is that it only lasts like 5 days because I eat them by like I get a bowl like this big and I pour a bunch of baby carrots in it, and so it only lasts a couple of days before I'm out of carrots. And so, but then she's like, "Yeah, but do you like greens like spinach and broccoli?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I do. I said I do enjoy those." And so she's like, "Great, thanks." And so she left, and I thought, huh, so does that mean that for my last day, I'm going to have I'm going to have like a veggie tray available while we're watching the videos that I made? And I was busy right up until we started doing the videos. And I'd set, like earlier, I'd set all the videos to be easily played immediately. So everything was set up. I was just doing something else at my desk. And I walked into the kitchen, and on the kitchen island, there was there were 8 or 10 bowls of popcorn, like paper bowls, and there were also packages of candy strewn out across the entire thing. Oreos, M&Ms, Skittles. There were actually so much I had to take some of them home. And it was just that was an awesome goodbye, Ryan. It was great working with you. Surprise. I wasn't expecting it at all, and they definitely know me. Every Tuesday for a while, because they have popcorn in the office that you can pop in the microwave. And it's my thing on Tuesdays. I'll pop the popcorn and have a bowl of it and leave the rest to be consumed by, like, generally other people will come in and say, "Ooh, I'll take some popcorn." And so every Tuesday I have popcorn along with like 2 or 3 other people. And I've told multiple people how much I like popcorn because it's a deliverer of salt to my body, and I really like salt. It's like I don't have a sweet tooth; I have a salt tooth. Except I also have a sweet tooth, and so it was a sign that they kind of know me and my tastes. And like, even though I feel like that question was either just random, like, do you like greens and vegetables, or it was a diversion from what was really coming. So that made me happy. I went in there, I was like, oh, in fact, I have pictures of it. Let me pull some up. It'll look weird because I'm showing them on my phone, but that's okay. Here we go. Okay, so all right, so there's one of a bunch of the candy all over the table. There's some people eating the candy. Um, there's all the bowls of popcorn, some Twizzlers and Skittles. There's a picture of stars that I have on my phone. Uh, and here's a picture of sitting, oh, me sitting at the table with the popcorn and the candy, smiling as big as I can. Popcorn meteor. Let's eat it. People are saying that makes their heart happy. And popcorn, I love popcorn. Yes, I do too. Gifting you with popcorn seems a little corny, but sweet. Yes, it does. I guess Shining Dawn says, "Aw shucks, they must like you a lot." Yeah, guess so. Wasn't sure. And then I was. Oh, Brooke quoted me on Twitter saying, "It brings my Entrepreneur. It brings Minecrafters together. You can quote me on that. And she did quote me on it. That's funny. Oh, that's interesting. I'm looking at, so Josiah has been messaging me throughout this, and I've been seeing his notifications and reading them when they come in. Apparently, he posted the GIF of me and my brother doing the pun battle in the Twitter chat. I'll have to here. I'm gonna just I'm gonna save that. Oh, I can't save it. Oops. Yeah. Anyway, I would post it. I'll have to find it later. Okay, going back to the live stream chat. It's buffering tonight. All right. Well, we're getting to the last 4 minutes. I'm going to just start wrapping it up. So this is the live stream where I tell you guys all what's been going on. Like, the reason that I wanted to do this was because during the time that I was searching for a job, I wasn't able to get videos out or podcasts, and I wasn't able to give a good reason. It wasn't like, oh, guys, I'm super busy. What are you busy with? Using all my spare time to find a job. And I couldn't put that on the internet because then there was a chance my employers would see it, and I didn't want to put that out there because it would just lead to tension in the workplace. So that's what I've been doing now. I'm just letting you guys know that that's why there hasn't been a whole lot. There's not sound. Test, 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 test. There we go. Yeah, so I didn't want to say online that I was looking for a job, and that was one of the reasons that I wasn't making videos. But that is, now I can, because I found a job and everything, and so I'm able to make videos now. I'm coming home, and I'm excited to do it now, and I'm excited for what God has next in my life for me. And also just that I'm thankful for all of you for being along for the ride and being gracious when I'm not able to make stuff for the ride, or for the videos, for the channel, for the podcast, everything. I think that you're all awesome and a great fan base. So thank you all for watching the Ryan live stream. And Chris, are you done with everything? Chris, I'm not coming back in the video, Ryan. That pig knocked me out, and now I have a bump on my head. Oh, okay. Okay, well, Chris isn't coming back, but Ryan Matlock is coming home, says Chris. Yes, or not Chris. This Chris. Yes, I am. So, Caitlin says, I'm glad you make videos. They always make my day better. Oh, I'm glad. Very glad. That's one of the reasons I make them. So, yep, approaching the final minute. As soon as the clock strikes, we got 45 seconds left in this stream. So, thank you everyone so much for watching this episode. It was produced by Ryan Matlock and YouTube working together with the Google Hangouts thing. Stay classy, and I guess I'll also do the aux cable outro. So, thank you everyone so much for listening to this episode, and I think that's all, and I'll see you again in the next episode. We got 15 seconds left to fill, and I think that's all, and see you again in the and thank you everyone so much for watching the live stream, and we'll see you again in the next episode. Bye!